What's up, guys? Viper FPV here, and today we have the Raging Droner from Catalyst Machineworks. And this is pretty much a racing frame. This is a 5-inch racing frame. This is the one I picked up. I believe they do make it in like a 4-inch and also a 6-inch as well. But the real reason I picked this up because it's just so different than what you see in a typical FPV racing frame. This thing, as you can tell from looking at it from the front, this thing can take an impact, and I don't think it'll even shed a tear. Everything is really, really sturdy. Kind of bending the frame. I mean, it's not as strong as like the bottom plate of the Marmont, but this thing is pretty stinking strong. And I just really like the design of what they did here. Now, I did get the pod version. There is a version you also can get without the pod, so you'll just see this will be all open in the middle. This pretty much you want to use a 4-in-1 ESC with this thing, along with, you know, a flight controller that can connect to a 4-in-1 ESC. Some really cool little features it has about it that I noticed right off the bat. If you're using like a FrSky receiver or anything with antennas, see these little like nipples? I actually have one already. It has like a little zip tie on it. You can actually put zip ties on this and it'll actually hold in these antenna tubes. So if you're using FrSky, FlySky, or even Spectrum, you should be good to go with those and not have to worry about these popping out. Which I think was always a pain in the butt. Like sometimes you use like crazy glue or hot glue to get them in there, and they usually stay pretty stiff, but they still kind of fall out if you have a bad crash. And that kind of, it's like a little clamp, like a little pipe clamp, I can call it, with some zip ties, and it just holds it in place like that. Some really other cool features too is if you notice that the front arms are lower than the back arms, and that pretty much helps with getting all the turbulence from the front props out of the back props. So you don't have the flight controller and the gyro don't have to work as hard when you're traveling forward. So let's go ahead and do a weight and also kind of do some measurements to see how sturdy this thing really is. Let me get my calipers right here. Put them on. Zero it out. All right. So on the front arms, I believe they're the same as the back arms. Yeah, so we just have to do the front. So we got 5mm thick arms. That is plenty thick enough. This front thing here is probably what, 4? Yeah, 4mm. And yeah, so let's do a weight, and let's do this bottom one too. 3mm. So yeah, and then these side plates, they don't really, I think they're 2. Yeah, they're 2mm in the sides. So this thing is pretty sturdy. Really, the main things that are going to break in a crash is going to be the arms. Maybe this front support if you hit something really, really hard, but it's supported by these 2 cross members on the sides. And yeah. Another little cool thing too is this little slot here for your FPV camera. So if you have like a really big FPV camera, like a big lens on it, you can push it back and you won't have to worry about it not being protected by the carbon fiber and also the pod here. Does have the fin here, so if you flip over in a crash, you can just flip back over. It's not like stuck. And we have a little SMA antenna for like a TBS Unify or whatever else you want to put in there and stick out. I'm going to be using an axis, like a stubby axis, so I can just put the SMA here and then just screw the axis right to it and it'll be sticking out like a nub. They actually do make like another one that it's kind of like a nipple here, and you put your axis antenna in there with a zip tie, and it's supposed to hold it real secure. So that's another little cool thing. Putting this thing together, it's pretty difficult. When you see it, it doesn't look that bad. But one thing I did have a gripe about was how you connect this front arm part to these side plates along with this cross member here. They actually say that you need to sand. If it doesn't fit in there real snug, you need to go ahead and get a file and just gently file inside that little groove right there. And I had to do that, and I would assume that everybody has a file, but I mean, I had a file, but a lot of people might not. So I wish they would probably include, you know, cheap little dollar file in there. I mean, you're paying about $70 for a frame. I couldn't see why they couldn't include a file with all their frames to kind of help out everybody that doesn't maybe not have a file. Maybe this is their first real, they want to buy a premium product, and they want to go ahead and get a Catalyst Machineworks Raging Droner, and they don't have a file. So then they're stuck trying to figure out with maybe a razor blade or something, trying to chip away at the carbon fiber, which is not very good. So let's go ahead and do a weight, see how much this thing weighs. And I don't think it's not crazy light, so I don't expect it to be really light. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and clear this off, just make sure it's calibrated at 0. All right. So we're at 90 grams. That's actually not too bad for a racing frame. It's kind of verging on the freestyle. I mean, the Marmont's like 110 grams-ish, around there. So it's not the lightest freestyle racing frame, but it's definitely, I would say, probably one of the stronger ones that I have in my fleet. So I will be building this on the channel. I'm going to be doing a 6S build with the Emax Eco Motors, along with the stack that I did a video on as well. I'll probably leave some of these links down below if you want to check out these things out. But yeah, I'm not going to go and do a build. There's tons of YouTube videos already doing builds on it, and actually Catalyst Machineworks did an excellent video of doing a build on this. So I'm not going to do a build. I just wanted to really kind of show you real quick about what frame I picked for my 6S build, and also some of the features. So I will be leaving a link down this below. It will probably not be an affiliate link, since I don't think I have anybody that I know that I'm affiliated with that has these in stock. But if it does come around to like a Get FPV or RacedayQuads, I'll go ahead and include it. But I'll leave a link down to Catalyst Machineworks down below. So I appreciate you guys watching, and look forward to me building this thing up. And I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.